All right, first question, I guess. Obviously, it had to take a lot of fucking courage. Not really, but for you to say yes. There was probably some thought process behind some random guy walking up to you with a camera and a microphone and you saying, yeah, okay, you gotta ask some questions. What was the thought process behind that?
No, it was just, you came and asked a question, so I figured, let me see what you got.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had advice for people who are living in New York right now, what would it be?
To move out and come to Jersey. You know how
Why do you say that?
Because it's expensive out there, bro. Really.
And is that the only reason? Wouldn't you say that there might be a little bit of like a culture shift between the city and Jersey?
Culture shift, maybe, but city's always happening. Everybody's always going there, no matter what.
Absolutely.
But Jersey, the problem with Jersey is you can't hop on the train here like you do in New York, or a bus, or a cab. You call a cab here, it's maybe 10 minutes. Trains, every freaking 20, 30 minutes. And the buses, same way. Same way.
Absolutely.
But in New York, if I want to get to 23rd Street, bam, hop on the train, I'm there in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
That's my biggest thing that I hate about the PATH trains is that they're always like, on the weekends, half hour.
Right.
In the city, it's 5 minutes. And if you don't have a subway, you can start complaining legitimately, So I see exactly what you mean. All right. Next question, I guess.
Go ahead.
What in your life has been your biggest triumph?
Biggest triumph in my life. Well, I'm married 42 years.
Holy Christ.
So I figured it'd be my wife.
And now she didn't ever see this. What would be your next biggest What would be your next biggest triumph?
The next biggest triumph is just getting by day, man, as a concierge, a doorman.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 40 years.
What's the toughest part about your job?
The toughest part about... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Half the people that come in here, I'm sure you want to punch in the face. I feel like they could be. There's a good mix of douchebags and nice people.
Yeah, it's 525 units. Let's say about 20% of douchebags.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
What makes them douchebags?
Stupid stuff like, you play your music at 4 a.m, next door there's a newborn, coming downstairs, sneaking your friends in. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sneaking your friends in, coming in, piggybacking the cars, and then you boot their cars and they come downstairs like, you booted my car. I said, do you live here? He goes, no. I said, all right then.
That is your fault.
They give me $150 and I'll take the boot off.
So you think people, if you had, so you've been doing this 42 years, right? Obviously not this building, it's just been built. Would you say people have felt more and more entitled as the years have gone by?
Not really.
So what do you think the big difference is?
Big difference is now it's all Asian type of, Indians and Indian people and stuff like that. They're all really cool. The Asian community out here, they're really cool, man. They come down, they're real polite and everything like that. But, besides that, like you said, there's always like 10%, 15% assholes always going to be in the building. Always, no matter what.
So if you had advice to douchebags, who may possibly be douchebags and want to change, what would your advice be?
Be more polite, be more patient, have some sense of, how do you call it? Empathy for your neighbors, Like over here, they come to walk their dogs out and they piss right there, or they'll piss on the awning there and shit like that. So they come in and I said, listen, you live here, right? He goes, yes.
Take some pride in.
Hey, why can't you go across the street or go to the park, Oh, but he wants to piss. I said, pull on the leash, he'll hold it. I know, I raised plenty of dogs.
Yeah.
And besides that, like I said, man, you got to be more patient, more kind, not be in a rush all the time.
Do you think people are too in a hurry around the city now?
Yeah.
So have you been in the New York area your whole life?
Born in Brooklyn, raised in New York, and lived in Jersey.
And what do you think the biggest change has been that you've been able to notice?
In Jersey? In general.
If you've been around the city, you know, what do you think the biggest change is thematically that you've seen?
New York, it's all the new stores opening up. You know, the eateries.
Good or bad?
Good.
Boutiques?
Good.
Okay, good.
Boutiques are good. I mean, the Village needed a change a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So I just talked to a woman on the subway over here who said she misses the old Village, where it was very bohemian.
Right.
And it was very, you know, there was a much bigger sense of community rather than people being on their phones 24/7, checking out this bar, that bar, like, you know, and not talking with their neighbor, but rather talking with people in San Francisco, or you know, talking with people all over the place. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I mean, since this thing came out, it's a bad thing.
So
with the kids, with the people are like, good example, you go to New York, what do you see? This is all you see.
All you see.
That's all you see. People looking down on their phones, crossing the street, almost got hit by a car, girl walking with her daughter, not paying attention. You know, in the city, if you're in the city and you're with your kids, pay fucking attention.
Yeah.
They'll snap them up like that, bro.
What do you mean? Just snap them up, like just not kidnappers?
Not kidnap. I mean, you know, it could be swept up, you know?
Yeah.
You look up, all of a sudden your kid's way the hell down the block and shit, you know? And somebody's bringing them back to you.
So you don't think people are necessarily paying attention to what's in front of them, but what...
They're not paying attention at all, man.
Not paying attention at all? Can you expand on that?
They're not paying attention at all. Like I said, like everything's on that phone, you know? Even with my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner, good example. My sister takes the phones from all the guys.
That's awesome.
And puts them in a basket. But I tell my wife,
all day?
About 6 hours.
Okay.
You know how Thanksgiving is.
So your sister's there.
So we're sitting there, and I told my wife, give it 10 minutes. She goes, 10 minutes for what? I said, they're all going to be twitching like heroin addicts. Watch.
No way. It happened.
Yeah, it happened. So they're sitting there. So I get up. I said, talk to, you know, you don't need your phone to talk to her. She's like right there, man.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you know, but, you know, I'm waiting for messages. TikTok. What's the other one? TikTok. Instagram. Snapchat.
Yeah.
All that shit.
All the bullshit.
You know, all the bullshit. You know. So finally, like about the finished dinner, everybody starts getting up. She gives back the phones to everybody. It was like a fucking casino, man. When they turn on that goddamn bing, bing, ding, 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 ding. Messages. One girl, 33 messages. Another kid, 17 messages. Another kid, 34 messages. This is all in a span of 6 hours. You know.
That's absolutely crazy.
Right. And it's always like that. You always, since I personally think, who was the guy that invented that?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I personally think Steve Jobs says, you know what? I'm here. I'm dying. So you know what? Fuck it. This is my revenge.
So that's an interesting opinion, because I see Steve Jobs definitely thought he was like an innovator, right? Like, I'm going to put everybody in contact with everybody.
Right.
And we'll be able to share information so quick that, you know, people 20 years ago, 10 years ago would have never been able to imagine the way that we're able to communicate now. But do you think that the invention of the phone and that instant communication has been like overall good or bad?
I want to say 50-50. 50-50.
So you're not even going to say 51-49?
No, 50-50. 50-50. Because you could either want to do it or you don't. Personally, me, as soon as I get home, I shut it off.
Okay.
I shut it off. I mean, totally.
So that was going to be my next question. Obviously, you have to have a phone, right? You definitely have one. You're living in the world now. You'd be a hypocrite if you were to say, "Oh, I don't use a phone" or whatever. What advice or, like, you know, what techniques do you use to get away from it? Because you know, if I can say, you grew up in a different generation.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
when phone calls were in the corner.
Exactly. And you know, phone calls were in the corner. They were going to pay phone or something like that.
Pay phone or friend's phone, or remember the answering machine? Yeah. Can't do that with a phone now.
No, not at all. People don't even check their voicemails.
Not even that. They'll call you, and you can't say, "Oh, I didn't get home to get the message," because it's on your phone. You know.
So did you ever? At what age? You know, or you don't have to date yourself, but like, at what point did you start to realize, oh, this is actually going to start to be a part of my life, and then Was it anxiety inducing? Did you freak out? Or what was the adaptation like for someone who started, I'm sure, with like a clamshell or a pager, and then now you have somebody at your,
At your beck and call, right?
Immediately, whenever you want. Is it terrifying?
Not really. I mean, like I said, if I get home, I shut it off. I really don't look at it that much. I'm not an Instagrammer. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't do any of that shit. The less contact with it, the better. I can tell you safely that I have this phone, and if I use it more than 3 times, it's a lot.
3 times a day?
3 times a day.
Wow.
Okay, I don't even look at it. Only when my wife. My wife
say
calls
your wife
me.
and kids, maybe. And then...
No, we have no kids because we traveled our whole lives. But usually, if I'm at work, she'll call me at work, and I shut this off.
Okay.
So technically, this phone. Every time I go to get her new phone, right? The guy tells me, "Oh, can we introduce?" I says, "No." I says, "Look, if I had my way, I wouldn't have a flip phone. I wouldn't have any phone.
Yeah.
I would just have the house phone.
It would just be me,
right.
Me and the wife.
That's it. Me and the wife, and that's it."
So it must have been you and the wife. I don't know how long you've been married, but it must have been a huge decision for you guys to say, no, we don't want to have kids, and choose travel instead. Can you walk me through that at all?
The travel part was she's from Italy, so we usually spent most of the time up there. My family's from here, so Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island. We usually spend more time over here.
So would you call yourself like American?
Yeah,
okay.
American.
So she's Italian.
We're born and raised here, so she's Italian, French, Dominican. So I got to deal with 3 heads. But yeah, I mean, it's all good, man. Like I said, if I didn't have to use it, I would never use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have any regrets about not having kids at all?
No. Because I look at my brother, he has 4 girls.
And so that probably fills the gap for you, right?
I mean, yeah, we didn't have kids, but we took care of everybody else's kids. So the house is always full of kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even up to this point, she still babysits.
Does she like that, or do you think? Do either of you ever think like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like if we had one daughter, one son?
Maybe 1 or 2, but no, we don't go back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's another question. I've been asked the lady on the subway as well. What I asked you, like, biggest triumph, right? Married 42 years, which, by the way, married 42 years, no kids. Hey man, how are you?
Watching you.
What has been your greatest defeat?
Defeat?
Yeah, what's been your greatest defeat?
Dude.
Take as long as you need.
My greatest defeat? I really have much, man. I mean, wish I could have played the guitar. No, didn't get that. I really don't have none, really, to tell you the truth.
That's an excellent perspective.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean.
So you say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but would you say that, you live each life to the fullest each day as it comes?
Yeah. I mean, right now we're at the stage, because I'm 60, she's 61. We're looking towards the 90, 95.
To years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I hear the stories about old people eating tuna fish with cat food, and, and searching garbage cans to get their daily meals and all that crap. I ain't ending up like that.
So would you? Are you one of the person? Let's say that you're in would you not have a do not resuscitate or something like that, or would you say that you get to 90 or 95 and then at that point you're like, okay, I'm pretty old, decrepit, I don't have kids. Sorry for using decrepit. I hope you don't end up like that. But would you say that you're gonna, if you got to that point, would you say, okay, I'm fine with ending it, or are you trying to live every single day until you can't breathe?
I'll do it until I can't do it anymore. But if, like you said, if it comes to the point, do not resuscitate. Yeah, do not resuscitate.
Okay.
I mean, 95. Come on, they've done everything, man.
So So let's say 60, right?
Yeah.
20 years, let's say 30 years from now, you'll be 95. Medical technology is going to expand. In the next 20, if not 30. If somebody came and offered you an extra, let's say you're 95 and you're already feeling pretty up there,
Right.
and somebody said, we can give you another 30 years guaranteed.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Nah.
Why is it?
Nah, because you've already experienced. I mean, you've had your shot.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Why extend it? Because eventually, your body's gonna get older and older. Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I'm feeling pains I never felt before.
Oh, no, that's not good.
So, but I go to a chiropractor twice a month, so he straightens it out. But still, it's like you're gonna get old. That's it.
So do you have any advice for people my age? And you say,
How old are
you've
you?
obviously lived quite a fulfilling life. I hope. I don't want to say
Right.
that for you, but what kind of advice would you have for people if you could say, live each day to the fullest or something?
Yeah, leave each day to the fullest. Try to eat less crack than you've been eating.
I like
Pop
that.
a couple of vitamins. Drink a lot of water. The definite thing here is a lot of water.
A lot of
water. A lot of leafy green vegetables, and you'll be fine. There's this guy here, a Spanish kid, right?
Yeah.
He was a porter. He wanted to learn English. So I says, you got kids? He goes, yeah. I said, do yourself a favor. They got those ABC books? He goes, yeah. Grab one every night and start reading it. That was 2018. Right now, he's head of all the porters here.
Wow.
Speaks good English.
Oh, so
Dude,
and that goes to just show you 4 years, right? Which 2018 to me seems like nothing, but
Right.
that's 5 years ago, essentially now. It just goes to show you if you put in a little bit of effort.
Yeah, that's
it's
all
just
it
gonna
is.
Maximize and maximize.
just a little bit of effort, man. And then I told him, after you finish reading the kids' books, grab the comic books, then the newspapers. And right now, he's like, they're transferring him from here to a new building. So I said, look, see? And people say, oh, one girl has been here in the country for 15 years.
15. Wow.
Still speaks no English.
And so, what do you think she's doing that's different than?
She's not doing anything.
Okay.
So that's just it. She doesn't want to apply herself. So I told her, just grab your kids' books and stuff. And every day I ask her, no, I'm going to get to it. Never gets to it.
Never gets to it.
Never going to get to it.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame.
She's been here like 2 years.
So if you had advice for, let's not even say people my age, but if you had advice for her or people who are just coming here, right? New York, people are coming in every single day.
Every single day. And I would say, as soon as you get here, try to learn the language. A lot of people say, oh, that's racist. No, it's not. So she speaks Spanish. Now she wants to learn English. Learn English, okay? And just pick up the language, and you'll get further ahead when you pick up the language,
I could argue that same exact thing, where if I wanted to move to France, I'm
Right.
not going to be talking to the people in the cafes in English the whole time. They'd kill me. So you gotta start, immerse yourself in the culture and in the language, and then just start picking.
My wife is constantly speaking French in the house. She's trying to get me to speak it.
And have you? Okay.
I picked up a couple of
I was
things.
gonna
Yeah, I
say, I
say
don't want you to be a
parlez-vous
hypocrite. You picked it up
français.
a little
I go. I've got down to. Hold on. It gives me a minute.
Hey, take your time. Take your time.
She would ask me. It says, "Je m'appelle David. Comment allez-vous?" She goes me, "Je m'appelle Jeanette. Comment allez-vous?"
What does that mean? That means my
I
name
mean,
is
my
Jeanette,
name
right?
is Jeanette, and how are you doing? And I would say the same to her. But now she's trying to teach me the more complex stuff. Cause we're never going back to Italy because I just don't fly anymore. I used to fly, but I don't fly anymore.
Why not?
It just terrified the shit out of me, man.
So that's interesting, because I think flying is one of the safest things you can do.
Right.
Especially when you compare it to like a car or a bus like that. So
But-
is it what kind of fear is it? Because I feel like I've taken so many flights, and obviously you're not dying yet.
No,
So
but we were on a Delta going to Orlando,
okay.
and it was September. Plane takes a 5,000-foot drop.
Oh my
It's an
god.
air pocket. I know about them. I used to be in the service, so
Yeah.
I know it'll catch
Yeah.
sooner or later. The plane is dropping. People are fucking screaming.
Oh my god.
And I'm sitting there. My wife is looking at me. Why are you so fucking calm? I go, it's going to catch. We've been in a C-130, which is the only plane in the world that I would ever trust is a C-130.
Yeah, it's a huge bird.
Huge
Not even
bird.
the C5 Galaxy. The
No,
huge
not
one?
the C-130. You want to
Okay.
get me somewhere? Give me a C-130.
I love it.
So it dropped, and I'm counting in my head, because it's a giant fucking plane. So it has to be at least 1 second per 100 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm counting in my head, 10, That's 1,000. Another 10, that's another 1,000.
Oh my God.
I finally get to 5, and now it's hitting another 1,000.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, it's gonna catch. Finally, it caught air.
Finally it
You
caught.
feel your stomach go up to your throat and come back down. And then as soon as we landed, I told my wife, fuck that shit.
Never flying again.
Never flying again. We drove back.
So what was going through your mind there? If I don't want to say you think you were gonna die, but
my military training kicked in because C-130s also, they drop.
Yeah.
Okay, they drop a lot heavier though, but they always catch.
Yeah.
They always catch. And a little bit of fear, but not that much.
Okay.
Knowing that it would catch. Now, if it would have gone past the 5,000 to the 6, even though you're up to 30,000 feet, you start freaking out.
That's all right. You could argue that's almost 25%, if 20% of the thing. You don't want to be dropping it into a mountain range or something like that.
No, because you can see out the window as it's going down, because as soon as the clouds are all gone, all you see is clear. So that means it's got to catch before that, because there's a certain area where a pilot is flying where it won't catch. Well, he'll have to hit the burners and just go straight back up.
Yeah, building up the airspeed.
Right. But yeah, didn't scare the crap out of me, but yeah, kind of scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, everybody feels like
Everybody on the plane was like hysterical.
So you drive all your vacations now?
Everywhere we go.
And where's the last vacation?
The last vacation, Orlando.
Oh, so that must have been like a 17-hour drive, man.
No, because I divided up in 2 days.
Okay.
And I don't drive at night. I drive only during the day. But during the day, I can hit 80, 90 without getting stopped.
You have the police scanner?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, actually, it's a scan. I got it on the phone, and I just put it on, and it picks up, like, if you're entering North Carolina, then you just change it to the North Carolina
like
frequency, and it'll tell you where all. And you could even see them as you're coming down 95. You'll see the little car sticking out on the side. I told my wife, that's a cop. She goes, that's it.
Is that why you don't drive at night, because you can't see them too?
You can't see them at night.
Yeah,
Plus, I can't really drive at night because it hurts my eyes, the lines.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, oh, look away. It says you can't. It's a fucking yellow line. You can't really look away from it. And that's about it, bro.
Absolutely. Well, let me just say thank you very much, man. Hey, what's
your name? David.
David Dillon. Nice to meet you.
Dylan. Oh man, Dylan. That's like my friend Dylan. We call him.